afternoon, I'm Susie Nordquist. This is your midday news fix for the 26th of August. A man killed on Saturday at Auckland's Blockhouse Bay Tennis Club has been named by friends as entomologist Stephen Thorpe. He worked at an office on the club grounds and has been described as dedicated and knowledgeable. He was in his early 50s. Detective Inspector Glenn Baldwin has told TVNZ Thorpe was going through his daily routine looking for insects at the Rathland Street Reserve.
A staff member at the tennis club heard calls for help, went out to investigate and saw the deceased or the victim was engaged in a violent struggle with another man.
The offender remains at large. A person has suffered a gunshot wound at a property on Niger Street in Wanaka about 9 a.m. Police say it doesn't appear suspicious. Hatohone St John dispatched 2 helicopters. Councils are keeping an eye on heavy rain and rising river levels today. More rain is expected throughout the day, although the heaviest falls in the lower North Island have now eased. NZTA says there is potential for localised flooding on state highways at high tide. Part of the Kapiti train line is still blocked after a slip, and Porirua Council is advising people not to drive on State Highway 58. Judgeford Golf Club's Lynn Farnsworth says the course was completely flooded first thing this morning.
It happens a lot because of the creek. We have a creek going 2 sides and it ends up to be a lake on the entranceway.
Some Lower Hutt residents are still being told to cut back on water use more than 2 weeks after a major pipe first burst. Wellington water crews continue to work on the Days Bay League and say they are making good progress. Raw sewage had been flowing directly into the harbour, but the water agency is confident it's now successfully redirecting wastewater using sucker trucks. Wellington Water's Jeremy McKibben is urging residents of Days Bay and Mahina Bay to do their bit to ease pressure on the network.
Things like using the half flush on the toilets, keeping showers short will all help.
An Auckland business must pay $200,000 in fines and reparations after a roller door killed a pastor. The 270-kilo power roller door killed Helen Very when it fell from its fixing at Church Unlimited in Glendine in 2022. Jordan Dunn has more.
WorkSafe says the installer, Scotty Doors Limited, fixed the door through plywood and jib board with screws too short to support the weight. The company was sentenced at Waitakere District Court last week for failing to comply with its duty to ensure safe installation.
The warming climate is shifting our growing conditions and lifting demand for tropical seedlings. Plant nursery Far North Tropicals has seen demand increase 4-fold every year since it formed 3 years ago. Bananas, pawpaw and pineapples are among those being sent across the country, including to typically colder regions like Invercargill. To sport now, and a triumph at the home of golf for Lydia Ko. She has secured a 3rd major and first since 2016 on the famous old course at St Andrews in Scotland. Hayden Wild has got one over Alex Yee, winning the latest Super Tri-Series event in Chicago. His British rival finished in 8th. Max Verstappen's Formula One losing streak has extended to 5 races. He's been beaten by Lando Norris at the Dutch Grand Prix. I'm Susie Nordquist, and that's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.